Yeah, mate. What is up, my purples? Manipulation of time in the real physical world cannot be done yet. I'm still working on that, but manipulation of time in the world of sound adventuring, yes, can be done. Specifically on the Maschine. Maschine time stretching is a little bit, it doesn't just do everything for you, so there's a few basics you need to know, and I'm gonna walk you through that. This is one of the most requested videos. Jonathan, how do I make the sound match up to my BPM, or how do you time stretch? There's a few videos already out on time stretching on the Maschine, granted, but I have a few tips up my sleeve, I think, that are unique to this one here channel. So let us go. Alright, my purples, the Maschine offers some amazing ways to time stretch, and there are predominantly two ways you could do it. You could use the sample editor in the sampler and time stretch it there, either to BPM or freely to a percentage. Say I have one sample, 100% would be the original speed. I could slow it down to 60%. I could make it more faster with 160%, or I could enter the BPM of the beat and switch it to a desired BPM instead. Or you could use the audio module. First of all, we want to get the BPM right, and I'm going to show you a simple technique of how to get the BPM from a certain sample without using an automatic BPM counter or anything in that nature. Very effectively. Let us have a look at that. The Maschine doesn't know where the sample starts, and once we convert it from a sampler module to an audio module, we're not going to be able to move it, nudge it, or edit it. So what we need to do first is find the first beat and truncate it. Right now I'm tapping the tempo of the sample, but to get it just right, we're gonna loop one bar and fine-tune it until we get it just right. But this is to get a rough estimate of what BPM we're at. Alright, let's make one bar of this pattern. I'm going to set the polyphony to 1 so we don't get a bunch of shit. Oh my god, it's awful. You can hear already that is not the correct BPM. So it's supposed to be looping perfectly at 1 bar. So what we need to do now is adjust the tempo. It needs more space to play all throughout, so we're gonna take the tempo down. Getting it close. When we think we got it, we're gonna expand it to 2 bars, because that'll show the truth or dare. Is it still looping perfectly? Now we want that fucking note to stretch out a little further, so I'm gonna go to Events, select this one, select. Oh yeah. Stretch it out so we got 2 bars covered. Now let's see if it loops alright in 2 bars. This is the verdict right here. So not really perfect. I'm gonna go up 1 notch in the BPM. I think we're close enough. Notice right here and right here it says sampler. That's our module. So we hold shift and press browser to switch it to an audio module instead, and this is where the motherfucking action is happening. Now you'll notice pressing the pad does nothing, and this is because in the audio module it only plays back once you play your scene back. Let us do that. Uh-oh, out of sync again. Now we need to remember what BPM we got and set it to the same thing. In my case, 108 BPM. And now it's perfect. It's gonna sync up, line up. You can do whatever you want to it. Switch the pitch, have fun with it. There are 3 different modes, and the stretch mode is mostly suited for samples like this, but there's formant as well, which is better suited for vocals or any type of solo instrument where you need to preserve the formants. Repitch, the last mode, is pretty much that it's gonna repitch the sample to suit the BPM when you switch the BPM up. And this is pretty much how sound acts naturally when you pitch it up or down. But now it's glued to your tempo. you'll notice that in any of the modes you can switch the BPM and it's gonna follow that and stretch it to the appropriate stretching without stretch marks. Well, a little bit of stretch marks. You will get some artifacts when you're stretching audio. The further you go, the more apparent it is, as you can tell here. But the pro is, your beat will get fat that way as well. Last thing we're going to check out here is the gate mode. The gate mode will only let the sample through wherever you paint on your pattern canvas. There's a couple scenarios as well where you would want to time stretch your sample. For instance, you might have a beat that you just want to lock to the rhythm and keep it intact as it is. In that case, you might want to use the audio module. But sometimes you just want to take a piece of a sample and stretch just that part. And in that case, it's better to use the sampler module because you can move it around freely and do as you wish with it. Right here, we have a sample that's been chopped up. And I started making a beat with this and ended up with a few nasty gaps in it that we're gonna fix with time stretching. You'll notice right here. Oh, and there again. You heard it. What are we gonna do about this? We have a solution execution. This time we're gonna use the sampler module. Might as well truncate that chop. It's this one that I want to make a little bit longer. And now we're going to use selection range instead of play range. So we can stretch just our selected selection. Right here, set it to free and then to a lower percentage. Apply that some bitch. Okay, seems like one of our chops is fixed. Let's get to the next one. Major mistake I'm making right here, I'm editing it in play range instead of selection range like I just did. You could do that, it's gonna work just as fine, but just remember to move back the start point again. Selection range is smoother if you want to edit a part of the sample without editing the start and end points. We're gonna stretch it some more here. If you want to edit it according to the BPM, just like in the audio module, you can set the mode to beat, auto detect to off, and enter the BPM. But moi is happy with the free mode. I always use the free mode when I'm time stretching anything but acapellas really. And we're gonna do another episode on that, remixing with acapellas. There are also other ways you can fill in gaps like this, which will also be another one episode. But this is the basics of time stretching. Hopefully it can get you started and you make some old discoveries for yourself. That's the best way to learn. Thank you for watching, my hun. Don't forget to check out the Beats Clothes buying store. Maybe the Dangerous Sound Kit if you don't have it yet. And shout out to all the frequents in here. Matthew, I see you. Killer Cal, motherfucking Beggs and Aiken, Babak. I see you all out there. So please get in that comment section. I got some exciting shit coming up very soon. Trying to get us all together, collaborate on some beats and things of that nature. Keep the eyes peeled. All right, okay, bye-bye.